I'm going to deal now with the topic of how to assemble a sky dish. You see in front of you here a basic Zone 2 sky dish. It's 60 centimetres wide. It's ideal for use in Ireland and the outer parts of Britain, such as North of England, Scotland, parts of Wales. If I come along, you will see here there's a box of a bag of componentry which I've opened in front of me. There is a satellite dish itself. Then there is the dish bracket, there's the elevation bracket, this and this are the wall bracket, which allows a dish to be mounted to the wall, and then with a feed arm along with the LMB, and the LMB is the part that actually picks up the signal, okay? So what I'm going to start off doing, I'm just going to assemble the wall bracket here. There's, of the 4 LMBs with this particular type of dish, there's 2 large ones, 2 small ones. These are 2 small ones for the dish, for the wall bracket, and just ideally sized for that. So I have the first U-bolt in there already, and the second U-bolt simply slotted through, come along, put on another nut, second nut, and that's that bracketry, totally assembled. And now we take the arm, and the arm can be mounted in one of 2 ways. You can mount it like this on a wall, and that gives you a maximum 180-degree rotations, or it can be mounted this way. If you had a wall that was south facing, so it's quite close to where you want to put the dish, something like this would be better because it keeps the dish neater and tighter to the wall. So that's the wall bracket complete. The next thing is we will just assemble the elevation bracket and the satellite bracket. So the first thing is to put the U-bolts through. Once again, they're identically sized nuts. You use a 10mm socket to drive these nuts. The basic tool set that I need for assembling this dish is I have a ratchet, as you see here. I have a 10mm socket. With some dishes I'll need a 13mm socket. On this particular triax dish I won't, but it's best to have a 13mm socket because you'll need it when you're bolting the dish to the wall at a later date anyway. So this is... So now this is the next part of the assembly process complete, which is the U-bolts put onto the elevation bracket. So next I'll come along, when this bolts onto the dish, you can bolt it this way or this way. Probably best to go with the righting and mount it that way, but in reality it makes a little difference. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to use these nuts here, which have for a Phillips screwdriver at the top, and there's a sort of it's this one here, which is flat-ended. And we slot it through the satellite dish bracket and use once again a 10mm nut on the outside. Use another 10mm nut here, bolt and nut down, and we continue the process. There's a total of 4 nuts to go on this. So we move along down steadily to the next step. This is the 3rd nut. And then the final nut goes in here. So you don't need to worry about tightening these nuts too much at this point. What we want them to do is tighten up so the dish will hold its basic shape, but not so tight that we wouldn't be able to rotate the dish. Because it's important to remember the purpose of this particular thing is to allow you to rotate, to change the angle of tilt of the satellite dish to align it perfectly for the signal coming from the satellite. So then this is it, this part of the componentry, the satellite bracket and the elevation bracket have been fully assembled. The next step is to actually bolt these componentries onto the satellite dish, and we'll do this with these nuts I was showing earlier, and it's for a Phillips and also once again a 10mm nut on it. So what I do is I turn the satellite dish over, and normally I will simply put my hand underneath and push this small bolt through. Put the satellite bracketry onto it, come along, use a 10mm nut, screw it on, and I need to repeat this for all 4 corners of the satellite dish. That's 3 on, we have the 4th nut on, or 3rd nut on here, and we're moving on to the 4th nut, which is here. And this is the process almost complete now. we simply take this arm, you can see this arm, there's holes in the sides and holes on the top. It's the holes in the sides and that shove it into the back of the satellite dish. I line it up here now, and I continue to push it down until the holes in the arm line up with the holes in the bracketry at the back, which is what I've just achieved there now. I shove a bolt through. The bolt, will you see it popping out on the far side any second now? That's it. And we simply use a nut then. Once again, an identical 10mm nut. The bolt is on. The next step of the process is to slide this piece of bracketry on. This is unique to a triax dish. It's a great idea. It just secures the arm slightly tighter on the thing, but even without it, this dish should work well. And now we put in the plastic insert. We need a plastic insert because the LNB, the arm on it, is not the same size as the actual arm on the size of the arm hole there. So we slot that in, and we slot in an LNB here. We can put in a quad or an octo or a single LNB, as in this case. And at this stage here, there's a little plastic insert which we use. We push this down through the hole, and as you can see there, it will actually line up with the hole that's in the LNB, and it secures it in place. Normally, what I would actually use is a cable tie at that point, simply because it's easier to insert and certainly much easier to remove at a later date if you decide that you want to change from a single to a quad LNB, or if you had a problem with your LNB. And that's it complete. A satellite dish with LNB completed 100%, and also the bracketry as well. You can see it's a relatively simple process. It takes about 6 or 7 minutes, and if you follow the steps that are on this guide, you'll be well on the way to assembling a satellite dish for yourself.